Action. Alright, time for another reaction. And another scary, spooky reaction to Slap Ham. Real scary videos. Even skeptics can't even explain. So, watching this and doing my reaction on all these paranormal and scary encounters pretty much hits to my genre and what I've experienced in all this paranormal stuff too. So I will explain to that later on, maybe in the next time. But I'm gonna do a reaction today, another reaction anyway, because this is what I've been very, very interested in lately. So thanks for joining me today, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below, and let's proceed on with the show. Let's go.
Is anybody up here?
A man is searching his own attic when something terrifying happens.
Hey, is it? Oh my!
Ryan lives in a house that backs onto national forest in the Appalachian Mountains, and for the first 4 or 5 years on the property, everything was completely normal. Then he started hearing things from his shed, a feeling of being watched whenever he walked near it, strange noises drifting out of the attic space above, the kind of low-level wrongness that wouldn't go away. So Ryan, who posts scary videos under username Poor Just Ryan, set up a camera pointed at the entrance to the attic and let it roll. What he caught on the recording over the next minute is genuinely difficult to dismiss.
Wow.
But the worst of it was still to come.
Holy mackerel. That and disembodied voice does not sound
something had gotten into the attic.
Very good.
But what he heard didn't sound like any animal he could place. The footage didn't stop there. Ryan's interior shed cameras caught something else entirely.
There you go. Once the door opens, damn. Quite spooky, I tell you one thing.
The footage continues.
What? Look at that. What is that, a balloon? Yeah. Wow. That's crazy. That's some serious paranormal going on right there. Wow.
And his outdoor cameras picked up something stranger. Then there's the local context. According to Ryan, a story had been circulating in the area for a few days at the time. A 7-year-old boy had reportedly gone missing while playing near a lake with other children.
It was like 4 or 5 kids. They were playing out here, going fishing and everything. And the kid fell in about right here. If you look down at the bottom, you can barely see, but this is only about 3 or 4 feet deep at the maximum.
The boy fell into the water, but the lake was only 3 or 4 feet deep. The other kids jumped in to look for him and couldn't find him. Adults arrived, search boats went out, and the boy was still nowhere.
Jumping in, looking for him and everything, and none of them can find him. It's like he completely vanished. It's like he was wiped off the face of the earth.
4 or 5 days later, the boy was reportedly found alive, over 100 miles from the lake, knocking on a stranger's front door in the middle of the night.
They found this young boy 120 miles away from here on somebody's front porch in the middle of last night asking for help.
Ryan stresses the story is alleged, but he can't shake it.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, man? I'm glad he's safe, but no one can figure out what the hell just happened.
In this clip, Ryan finally works up the courage to climb into the attic himself. What he filmed up there is the footage we opened with.
Is anybody up here? Oh my God. Is anybody up here?
Wow.
You can see something moving in the dark.
Hey, is it? Oh my.
In this final clip, Ryan decides to fully investigate the area. With the camera still rolling, he searches the space.
Boxes, wood. I mean, this stuff is old, bro. What is this? Rebuild, 2000 what? 2013.
He finds nothing up there. No animal, no person, no nest, no explanation.
I'm going up there. This stuff is old. I mean, from whatever the video sounds like, I don't even know how you can make this much noise up here.
So whatever's living above his shed in the Appalachian woods doesn't seem interested in being found.
Hey, is it? Oh my.
Here's a quick little life hack.
I don't know about that, man. That was like.
It comes from today's video
Yeah.
sponsor, recapping a more than
I'm
200
gonna fast forward that a tiny
toward the
bit.
corridor.
Okay, let's hold on.
But in the meantime, let's get back to the creepy footage.
It's pretty spooky for sure.
Right, I'm freaking out a little bit here because I'm not one to believe in ghosts and all that kind of. But
Willow Hunter just moved into a new flat with his cat Carrie, and within a day, she's acting strange. She'll be sitting next to him on the sofa, then snap her head toward the corridor, jump down, and dart over to investigate something he can't see.
when I first moved in, she was sat on the sofa right here, and she just kept looking really fast into the corridor, and then like just turning back and just acting normal, and then just shooting up, like jumping down onto the floor to have a look in the corridor to see what's going on. Nothing going on.
The first night in the new place, she did it again, in bed. Right after she looked, Willow Hunter heard a bang from somewhere in the flat.
And then I went to bed on the same night. She started doing it when I was in the bed with her. And then when she did it, I heard this bang right after she'd looked. And that creeped me out a bit. But now, she's just refusing to go downstairs.
By morning, Carrie is refusing to go downstairs at all. Willow Hunter offers tuna and treats, but she keeps running back upstairs every time he tries to carry her down.
You're using AI every day, but you're leaving 80% of it on the table. Here's the fix. Next time you open chat...
There you go, Corey, there's your food. She did come down for a taste of it earlier. But she came down, had a little bite, and I came down. She just freaked out and ran upstairs. Corey, come on. Come back down. It's just straight back upstairs.
See, obviously animals have a big sense of feeling to see what's up and that's right, especially when it comes to spirits and ghosts and evil demonic and entities, and they feel it much worse than humans. So that's probably why she's running up and down and don't know what's going on, because she feels a presence. I mean, doesn't know who it is. Pretty much explains it.
I'm not interested in whatever's down here.
Willow Hunter says he's never been into the paranormal, but Carrie isn't his first cat. Her son Moses once let out a single loud, unnatural meow and died 5 minutes later.
Wow.
Moses had been fit and healthy with no warning, no illness, and no obvious cause.
I was just doing that, and she just like did this really weird meow, and It wasn't as scary as when Moses did that, because when he did that meow, I knew something was wrong. I went running to him, and he was just, well, he died within like 5 minutes. It was horrible, but yeah, I hope nothing like that happens to her. You alright, Corey? You want to come back down?
Now Kari has started making the exact same sound.
Hopefully she'll be alright. That was really weird. Well, I didn't catch it on camera, she just came downstairs.
Now here's where things start to get really eerie.
Wow.
Here's some security footage captured at 3 in the morning showing Kari in the kitchen.
Yep, there we go.
The activity didn't stop with the cat. Days later, Willow Hunter heard his kitchen tap turn on by itself at 3 a.m. and pulled up his security
It's
camera
usually
once more.
it's always at 3 a.m. witching hour. So 3 a.m. is the time stamp where everything comes to life, basically. And this is evident why 3 a.m. it is right there. 2026 03/12 101, something like that. Actually, that time doesn't do any justice. But anyway.
Then there's the photo. While clearing space on his hard drive, Willow Hunter found a picture taken on the staircase. Carrie is clearly visible at the top of the stairs.
So we've got Corey up there. So that's Corey there. Who the f*** is that?
At the bottom of the stairs, there's a second cat, and
There's a
Willow
second
Hunter
cat.
has no way of explaining its presence.
Yeah, there's another cat.
I only have one cat. I've only got one cat. Sorry.
I only have one.
So what's actually going on?
Dude, I only have one cat, and there's another cat that's haunting his other cat. It could be his first cat. I don't know. Kind of reminds me of my old cat as well, too, because my dog, Randy, has been seeing a lot of things in the front foyer, and the things pop up. And my cat, who passed away like 13 years ago, 15 years ago, you know, been lurking around. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I'm going to have to do my due diligence and do my homework on what is going on as well, too. So, anyway, it's kind of...
This apartment.
Anyway.
An otherwise healthy cat dying within minutes, objects moving on their own, and a sinister vibe that seems to be getting worse.
Wow.
Love to hear your theories on this one in the comments below.
Yeah, well, my theories on that is definitely a presence of another cat who probably passed away, maybe around surrounding area, and has a attraction to his cat, and she's wondering who the heck is that cat? Looks pretty scary and pretty big, actually. So she's probably wondering why she's scared upstairs. So it's great. I wish I could see that. I wish that was in footage though, like in video. But anyway.
Right. So we've got Corey up there.
Yeah.
So that's Corey there. Who the f*** is that?
What the fuck is that? That's hilarious, man. So you know, I'd be pretty scared too, because I wouldn't wonder who that cat is as well. But I believe that it gave me useful information. Strong, disagree, neutral, strong, agree. I don't know what the heck that about. What the heck did I just read?
A woman ran a photo of her dog through an AI filter, expecting it to fill in the empty space around him. Instead, the filter showed her dead mother sitting on the couch beside him.
Damn! Holy mackerel! That was give me the scary EBGBs for sure.
The filter is called Bittersweet Memories, and it's been trending on TikTok. You feed it a photo, and the AI generates a wider angle of the same scene, pushing out the frame, filling in the space the camera missed. It's supposed to be a bit of fun. This particular woman snapped a photo of her dog on the couch and ran it through.
Alright, man, I don't think that filter does any justice. If you're into that stuff or you're getting a little bit of the creeps, I would never use that filter, because that filter can conjure up some kind of evil spirit, and it's on your phone. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I wouldn't touch
the
it.
image came back, there was a figure beside the dog who hadn't been there.
Wow.
A woman sitting on the couch, not just any woman, but one who looked exactly like her late mother.
Wow.
She posted side-by-side comparisons with photos of her mum from when she was alive. The hair, the posture, the face, all consistent with someone who'd been gone for some time.
Wow. That's interesting.
The first instinct was that the AI had glitched and generated a random figure, but the resemblance was too specific. It was as though her mother had been sitting on that couch the whole time, just out of frame.
I don't know about the AI, because AI can conjure up a lot of stuff, so... And I've been dabbling a lot with the AI. I've been starting to use it and getting familiar with the AI and how it functions, and I'm liking it for the entertainment purposes, but as for stuff like this, it could conjure up some evil stuff, so you might want to be aware about that.
Reaction in the comments split. Some viewers found the image comforting, a digital glimpse of someone they could no longer hold. Others were less convinced. Several pointed out that the figure looked subtly wrong, distorted in a way they couldn't articulate. A number suggested it wasn't her mother at all, but something more sinister, a demonic entity wearing the face of a loved one to draw her in. If the figure is her mother, the AI is doing something it shouldn't be able to do. If it isn't, something has been sitting on her couch all along, and now it has a face.
Wow. That's interesting. Scary, eerie, but that's pretty interesting right there.
This tree, I know this tree well. This thing, that thing is not real.
It's not in any of his childhood photos. It doesn't appear on Google Maps satellite view. And the man who lives there says it's getting closer to his house every day.
What, the tree?
I feel like it's been getting closer to me. Went out there the other night, measured it, 377 feet away from me. I measured it this morning, 345 feet away from me, and the is getting closer. It's getting closer to me.
The man behind the now viral moving tree saga is TikTok user Sorry to Your Father, a New Jersey local whose pinned videos have racked up tens of millions of views. He spotted a tree near his property that he was certain hadn't always been there and decided to measure it.
I already measured the distance from the porch to the fence. Here we go, exact spot, and we're gonna walk it out.
Same exact line as yesterday. Going to measure by foot, and then do the math in inches, and then we'll figure out how many feet away it is.
The first reading clocked the tree at 377 feet from his porch. The next morning, he measured again and got 345 feet. By the following day, it had crept to 339, then 337.
Wow.
Then, in a twist nobody saw coming, it actually moved 3 inches the other way.
This is absolutely wild. Just measured it, 3 feet 5 fucking inches. It moved away 3 inches.
He's verified the measurements multiple ways. Tape measure, yarn from the exact same spot. Even a rock left on the ground to make sure the yarn wasn't lying to him. His audience has affectionately nicknamed the tree Treebird, and they tune in daily for new readings.
I mean, at this point, I'm genuinely freaked out and questioning life and what's real and what's not. There is no way, man. There's no way. I knew it. Fake ass tree, dude.
According to the uploader, no birds ever land on or near it. He claims he sat and watched the tree for 2.5 hours straight and didn't see a single one approach.
I also haven't seen one bird land on this tree. I've been staring at it for about 2.5 hours. Not one bird.
Oh my God.
Then things take a genuinely odd turn. In one of his follow-up videos, he tells his audience he received a phone call that morning. Someone, he says, told him to stop filming the tree.
I do have to say that I did receive a phone call this morning, and I was told that I need to stop filming this tree, which makes it even weirder.
Skeptics are calling the whole saga an elaborate bit. His TikTok bio reads, "I'm definitely not supposed to be here and I have no idea what I'm doing," which has done little to settle the debate.
Alright, this guy is one genius promoter promoting his channel, and he definitely got people wondering if this tree is moving or the glitch of the Matrix is happening. But I tell you one thing, he did a pretty good job of, whether he's orchestrating this or putting up a elaborate hoax or a genius or a madman. But he did a good job because it got me interested. I would never stare at a tree for 2 hours to see if it moves or not. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe if a bird would land on it. But it's genius, though.
Pointed out that the tree was probably always there. His
funny.
measurements drift slightly each time, and the Google Maps gap is just an outdated satellite image. But none of those explanations account for the phone call.
And honestly, I've been getting some calls. I had someone show up at my house, and this is just really getting out of fucking hand at this point. They've been telling me that I need to stop filming this tree. And honestly, it's getting to the point now where I'm genuinely freaked the fuck out.
Every morning,
Why don't you just cut it? How about that? That'll solve your problem and everybody else's, because you're definitely you're getting worried about something about a tree. You know what I mean? So anyway,
is still showing up out his window, and every morning this dude is still measuring it.
Look at this. Look at this. Tree bird, what the is going on?
Tree
You
bird.
used to be in front of this tree. Now you're behind this tree.
that's a camera trick too. So anyway, good job, brother.
Dustin Lee Frazier has spent years filming scary videos inside abandoned buildings deep in the Appalachian Mountains, and he's seen most of what those woods have to offer. This was the house that finally made him leave.
Ooh, I don't like that. Should I go get my REM pod? And then we can, like, ask questions?
Property is near Wytherville, Virginia, and looks like it hasn't been lived in for years.
I think I'm just trying to freak myself out. Okay.
Dustin's moving through it when something can be heard tapping from inside the walls. He decides to run a spirit box session, asking if anything's in the house with him.
I'll do it like that, I guess.
Then, while he's focused on the box,
Yeah, I'm debating to get one of those spirit boxes, but I don't want to conjure up anything as well too. So I'll make up my mind maybe the end of this year, or the end of the summer, because I'm going to do my first paranormal investigation before Halloween. But I don't know. I'll see. I forgot, for some reason I got this itch that I want to do it, and I don't know when I'm going to do it, but time will tell.
his camera catches something behind him.
If there is anyone here who would like to communicate with us, who would like to communicate with
Oh, did you see that? I just seen some, I don't know, some shadow figure just walk across the door. So I want to rewind that again. See that? There you go. See this? The shadow. There's definitely
And
somebody
from somewhere
there.
further off in the building,
Somebody
he hears
there.
something else.
Wow. That's great to capture that. Amazing. Great footage right there. There he goes. When that thing lights up, that means there's an entity.
Clearly rattled, he mentions that local hiking trails in the area have been closed by authorities in recent days, and wonders aloud whether a bear has gotten into the property.
There's something over there.
It was a bear because I saw a sign saying certain trails are closed because of bear activity. Wow, that's pretty great footage. Witnessing and capturing that on film, and it's great to see that kind of stuff, especially if you're into the
Then he hears
paranormal
something on
or
the roof
ghosts.
above him.
But I would never go in a place like that by myself. I'll tell you one thing. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But I'd have to have a crew behind me.
That's enough for
But,
Dustin. He leaves the property in a hurry. A black bear sheltering in an abandoned structure could explain the growl and the rooftop sound.
Could be.
Black bears are common in the Appalachians, and an empty building is a natural place for one to hole up.
Wow.
The knocking could be pipes or thermal expansion in old timber. The shadow could be his own torch passing across the wall. But the combination, the knocking, the shadow, the growl, the scraping above his head, was enough to drive someone with years of experience straight out the door.
Yeah, get the heck out of there, I tell you one thing.
In a 1980s photograph from a remote Texas cemetery, an old man stands beside a tombstone for a portrait. Behind the stone, half hidden, something else is in the frame. The man visible in the photo is the photographer's great-grandfather. Wow. 3 family members visited the cemetery that afternoon, and they were the only people there. The great-grandfather, the user's father who took the picture, and an uncle who was somewhere off frame at the time.
I always appreciate having not just a grandfather, but a great-grandfather, because they have so much experience, life experience of history, and you got to respect anybody who's lived that long and witnessed all that stuff, and love it. I wish I'd get to know my grandfather. Let me know my grandfather, but you know, just to have that is a treasure. So always treasure your family, always, because they're always there for you.
But peeking out from behind the tombstone is the fabric of a spring dress, a patch of pink where there shouldn't be anything at all. That's strange in itself because the photograph was taken during winter. The grass is dead, the trees are bare, and the great-grandfather is wearing a jacket. Whoever's behind the gravestone isn't dressed for the weather. According to the Reddit user, the family never noticed the figure when the photo was taken. None of the 3 men saw anyone else at the cemetery that day. It was only decades later, going through the family album, that the dress in the corner of the frame was spotted. The user admits someone could have been forgotten over the years. A distant relative, a friend who tagged along, somebody never mentioned again. But every adult who would have remembered is gone now, and there's no record of a 4th person. The great-grandfather was the only person in front of the camera that afternoon, but he wasn't the only thing in the photograph.
Oh my God.
Bill is talking to his live stream audience from a patch of forest with a reputation for paranormal activity when the comments start telling him to turn around.
Oh my God, what the fuck? Did you see something behind me? What the fuck? What was that?
Bill, who goes by Shat Myself Paranormal on TikTok, runs a channel dedicated to live streaming from famously haunted locations, and he's built a loyal following doing it. On this night, he's broadcasting alone from somewhere dark and quiet, talking through what's around him. It appears in the frame for a split second before he notices.
I see somebody right behind him.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
That's why he was freaking out. There's actually somebody behind him.
Did you see something behind me?
That's elaborate hoax. He did a really good job because it was like quick seconds. You know, and for him to do that, but he's doing it live, is quite interesting.
What was that?
When Bill finally looks, there's nothing there. Just the same dark, quiet forest he's been describing for the last few minutes.
What the was that cut? They said cut. Did I just see a face behind me?
Because the broadcast was live, the footage wasn't spliced together after the fact. What viewers saw played out in real time, on every screen tuned into the stream, which makes it harder to dismiss as a video trick.
Oh my God, what the fuck?
Dead drop.
Did you see something behind me? What the fuck? What was that?
Well,
The students at Fort Simcoe Job Corps were cleaning the gym when they heard someone screaming from the music room. They ran toward the sound and found a fellow student bolting out of the room in tears, holding his phone. He'd been alone in the music room trying to take a photo of his new shoes for Instagram. When he looked at what he'd captured, there was something in the frame that shouldn't have been there. In the top corner of the frame, there's the figure of a young boy. The student is adamant he was alone in the room. No one else was there, and the door had been closed. The scary photo was submitted to us directly on our Slapped Ham subreddit by a user who's since changed their handle to ProperStomach9620. He'd arrived with the others when the screaming started and says his mind is telling him what the figure is, but he doesn't want to believe it. Fort Simcoe wasn't always a Job Corps campus. The site was established as a military fort in the 1850s, before being converted into a Native American boarding school.
Military.
A kind of institution where thousands of children were taken from their families, abused, and in many documented cases, never made it home. Whatever appeared in the corner of that photograph chose a building where children once lived and didn't survive. The student didn't go back to take a second one.
that's wild. Could be just
An abandoned
kid
hospital
spirits
shuttered for more
back
than
in the
10
day.
years. And on the night this man pointed his camera at it from a neighbouring building, one of the rooms on the upper floor was lit.
Güey, pasó algo, pero eso no es un humano, güey. ¿Qué pedo con esto?
He focuses on the lit room, trying to work out who could possibly be inside a building that's supposed to be empty.
Verga, no mames. ¿Qué pedo, güey?
A figure moves across the room, pale, partially transparent, drifting from one side of the window to the other before disappearing out of frame.
Verga, no mames.
The hospital is in Tlatelolco, a neighborhood in central Mexico City. It closed over a decade ago, and there's no record of squatters, no construction crew,
Squatters,
no
that's what they
anyone
are,
to be
squatters.
inside the building at all.
The last video, I forgot
Skeptics have
what
argued
they
the
were
figure
called,
is a trick of
squatters.
light, a reflection from another window, or an artifact of the camera's autofocus catching a smudge on the glass. But none of those explain the room being lit. Reflections don't generate their own illumination, and whatever the figure was, it was moving inside a space that had no power, no occupants, and no reason to glow at all.
Verga, no mames. ¿Qué pedo, güey?
Archie and his wife walk through St. Leo Cemetery in Leominster, Massachusetts every day. On June 23rd, 2023, their pug started barking at something they couldn't see.
Wow.
There was no one else in the cemetery, no groundskeeper, no flowers being planted, nobody visiting a grave. Just Archie, his wife, the dog, and whatever the dog could sense. They walked through a crossroads in the path, and the pug abruptly stopped barking by the time they reached a particular tree. Archie was still talking to the dog when a set of wind chimes hanging from one of the gravestones got slapped, hard enough that Archie says he could tell, by the way it moved, that something physical had struck it. There hadn't been a breath of wind through the cemetery all afternoon. That night, Archie, who posts on YouTube as Terraful Sight, went back to the cemetery with a trail camera, and this is what he caught.
I have to get one of those trail cameras. They're pretty cool.
Skeptics could argue a draft caught the wind chimes, that animals or insects could have set them off, that the pug was reacting to a small mammal in the underbrush. All of those would be reasonable enough on their own.
Wow, man, I tell you one thing, those equipment is worth investing if you want to get into the paranormal world, so I'm definitely going to think about that.
But the chimes were struck the way someone strikes them, directly, deliberately. The dog had been barking at the same spot before they started, and whatever Archie filmed when he went back later in the night was waiting for him in the dark. The cemetery had been empty when his pug started barking. It wasn't empty when Archie came back at night.
Interesting.
Here are your paranormal headlines in This Week in Weird. Out of southern Nevada, USGS recorded 17 earthquakes inside 24 hours about 80 miles from Las Vegas, just east of Area 51. Strongest hit magnitude 4.4 at a notably shallow depth, around 2.5 miles down. Geophysicist Stephen Burns flagged the cluster on X as, quote, an unusual place to get an earthquake. Geological consensus is natural swarm activity tied to the Basin and Range province. Nevada's crust is slowly pulling itself apart, and these clusters happen. The timing is the harder part. The swarm peaked the same day Trump told reporters at the White House that the Pentagon had found very interesting UFO documents and that the first releases are coming soon.
So, POTUS 45, 47, you already know who that is. So, he's releasing all the UFO files, so, which is great because we really want to know what the hell's going on in this world today. Not just America, we're talking the world. If there are little green aliens with big eyes walking around, or they got people, I don't know, making doubles of us or whatnot, but I'm glad at least we're getting to the bottom of this. And it's up to you to determine if you believe it or not, which is awesome.
It went straight to underground tests, secret tunnels, hidden reactors.
Yeah.
The geologists are unbothered. The internet, less so. Probably nothing. Probably.
Yeah. Probably nothing, but it's worth looking for.
And speaking of the disclosure pressure cooker, a televangelist is now claiming the government is briefing pastors to get ready for it. On April 27th, Cleveland, Tennessee evangelist Perry Stone uploaded a YouTube video saying a friend of his sat in on a closed meeting where U.S. officials briefed pastors to prepare their congregations for the public disclosure of non-human craft, materials not from this earth, and, quote, very strange reptilian-looking creatures. Stone wasn't in the room himself. But Bishop Alan Didio of Revival Nation Church jumped on X on May 5th and posted, I was in this meeting, and it's absolutely true.
I'm going to have to call back. I'll get back to you.
The account, naming an Airbnb in the mountains of Tennessee
what
as the
is
venue.
going on
Roughly
here?
half a
It's
dozen
all good.
Christian leaders in attendance. None of the officials named, no state confirmed, no transcript. Whatever you make of the source, the timing, right as Trump's promised UFO file drop, is doing its own narrative work.
We'll see what happens. This is going to be interesting about the UFO
From
files.
religious disclosure briefings to a retired Army sergeant on Fox News with a Bigfoot story he's been telling for 33 years.
And Bigfoot.
This week on Fox and Friends.
Brother believes in Bigfoot big time, man.
Recounted a
one of my brothers anyway.
Military exercise in the Oregon
I'm 50-50 on Bigfoot.
And 3 other soldiers handling live high explosives, no less, say they watched 3 large hair-covered bipedal figures observe them from across a clearing for 25 seconds.
I'll tell you one thing, if I seen 3 big huge monsters looking like that, I'm out of there. Why would you be sitting there watching them coming towards you? You better have a gun with you because they don't look friendly. You know what I'm saying?
Ice now runs the American Primate Conservancy, the non-profit he founded in 2015. He used to be a skeptic. 25 seconds is what changed him. He also flagged Ohio, currently ranked 4th in the country for Bigfoot sightings on the BFRO list, with a fresh cluster of reports in the wooded corridor between Akron and Youngstown this March.
Whoa.
An Army sergeant
got some
with
balls,
live
boy, I tell you.
explosives is a hard one
You
to
got some
ride
big
off.
balls, boy.
Exposed to 3 of these. Actually, 3 of these creatures observing our exercises, and those 25 seconds changed the entire course of my life.
From a clearing in the Pacific Northwest to one of the most famous haunted houses in America. In Rhode Island Superior Court on April 29th, Judge Shannon Signore dismissed the lawsuit Elizabeth Greenhold filed last December to block the sale of the Conjuring House, the 18th century Burrellville farmhouse where the Perron family lived in the 1970s.
Whew, I got a lot to think about this year.
Lorraine Warren investigated the source material for the 2...
See, the Warren family, those 2 are the ones that started everything about the whole paranormal. And I seen some serious footage on that. That's some scary stuff, man. Conjuring up these evil demonic spirits, and for them to stand toe to toe, Whew, I don't even know if I could be able to do that. But actually, I know I wouldn't be able to do that. I'd be scared out of my mind. But when you have God beside you and you're put on the full armor of God, you're pretty well protected. But it still scares the hell out of you. You know what I mean? But
2013 movie. Greenhalgh argued her sister, Jacqueline Nunez, lacked the capacity to sell the property to Ghost Hunters star Jason Hawes for $1.3 million.
wow.
The judge ruled Greenhalgh didn't have standing. Dismissal was without prejudice. Greenhalgh's still seeking guardianship of her sister in Boston probate court, and there's a tangled mortgage situation behind the scenes involving Elton Casti, who tried to buy the house himself. So Hawes isn't the owner yet. Closer than ever, but not quite there. From Rhode Island to a village in Western Kenya where a different kind of dread just turned up at the door. In Kenyanya, in Kenya's Kisii County, Damaris Joel says a hen appeared outside her home with its beak removed and a handwritten note tied beneath its wing. The note listed members of her family by name, each with a predicted date of death, written in red ink. Joel called her pastor and put the hen back where she found it. The next morning, another hen turned up in the same spot. Another note under its wing. She suspects witchcraft.
Yeah,
According to the local
definitely.
Kenyan outlet Tuko, this isn't the first such incident at her home. The pastor told her whoever placed the hen would come back for it. The family's still waiting. One last thing before we kick back to the countdown. Our second channel, Slapped Ham Mysteries, has rebranded. New name, new tempo. It's now called Creepy and Cozy. Chilled, laid-back, eerie stories built for sleep listening. I'll be narrating historical paranormal cases, freaky encounters, and the kind of spooky true crime that creeps up on you slowly.
Yeah,
Same Slapped Ham DNA, slower BPM. Links in the description if it's your thing.
Slower
Pile of weird. Back to the countdown. In May of 1973, two children exploring a quiet meadow on England's Isle of Wight claimed they encountered something extraordinary. Not a ghost, not quite a person, and certainly nothing they had ever seen before. According to their account, they came face to face with a 7-foot-tall figure dressed in bright colours, who introduced himself simply as All Colours Sam. The aunt and her friends couldn't find the cemetery. They'd hiked up an overgrown road on a Virginia mountainside looking for the headstones of an old family burial ground, and after hours of searching, they turned back. None of them had seen another person on the mountain that day. When she got the photos developed, there was someone in the frame.
Wow.
A young girl stands in the dense brush, half obscured by tangled branches and dry stalks, looking directly at the camera. She wasn't there when the photo was taken. The aunt is sure of it.
It got caught in one of the frames. Usually, because a photo or a video could capture spirits, the frame goes by like 100, times a second. So it could capture anything that's moving or spirit or anything that's magnetic or energy, and that's probably why. If you didn't see it by the look of the eye, the video or the photo will capture it, which is quite eerie.
Forum by user Damien Querdy, who says his aunt has had the photo in her possession for the past 20 years. The story behind it is one she's told the same way every time. They hiked up looking for headstones near Standardsville, Virginia, didn't find the cemetery and didn't see the girl while they were there. The photo was taken on film and developed at a chemist, not on a phone, not editable with a swipe. Around the same time, the aunt asked a Ouija board who the girl in the picture was. The board spelled out a name and an age, Teresa Collier, 8 years old. Skeptics would point out that Ouija boards are notoriously unreliable, often producing names that can't be verified, and that the figure in the photo could simply be a hiker the aunt's group encountered but didn't register at the time.
A hiker,
the family
could be.
swears they were alone on the mountain. The figure in the photo isn't an adult. She's an 8-year-old girl standing in the brush of a cemetery that nobody could find.
Oh my lord. That's definitely a spirit. She probably passed away or something like that.
The drawer in this woman's hospital office has been taped shut for a reason, and the scary video shows what it does.
Oh man, damn. If you see your wardrobe opening up like that, and you capture it on film, you definitely have to investigate, because that, my friend, can conjure up more spirits or evil entities that'll be scaring the EBGBs on you in your office. You know, then it could go in your mind, then it could follow you in your home, and it'll attach to you and all that. The Foreman brothers will tell you. I'm a big fan of the Foreman brothers. So, anyway.
The hospital where she works was renovated years ago, but the floor she works on used to be the paediatric ward. In the 1980s, a young boy died there of appendicitis. Her daughter, who posts on Reddit as Aspects21, says the boy hasn't left. He plays with electronics in the office, hits the code blue button in one specific room, and once shook a box of cupcakes off the floor. Lately, he's been opening this drawer no matter how many times she tries to seal it shut.
Wow.
She's not the only one who's noticed. Patients have reported a young boy running through their rooms at night, peering through their windows. Several of them mentioned something painted on his face.
Wow.
Skeptics could argue the drawer mechanism is faulty and the patient reports are exactly the kind of thing you'd expect from people on heavy medication. But the patient descriptions are consistent. The same boy, the same age, the same painted face. None of them have spoken to each other and none of them know about the 1980s death.
That's pretty spooky for sure. Man, that's very spooky.
You guys are hearing that, right?
Wynn says the activity in his house has been getting stronger since his cat died. He's
Wow.
been hearing things in the basement.
Hello? Ever since our cat passed away, things have kind of been
Interesting.
picking up. I'm not going back there.
He goes down to investigate
Oh my
the camera
God.
and... Hello?
Freaking. Ooh. Look at that. My God, it's moving by itself.
Then...
I want to know if cats or animals can eat, can the spirits can walk around too. That it's got to be, because I experienced a little bit like that too. That's another thing I'm going to talk about and try to put this together about our old cat who happened to live over almost 21 years. And, you know, Odie, I love the cat, but, you know, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I got to definitely think about that.
What happens?
Who are you? Get the hell out of here.
Wow.
Dude.
Damn. Oh my God. Damn.
The clip was posted to Instagram by Win McPix, who's been documenting activity in his home for years. He says the cat had always seemed to keep whatever was here in check.
He's so used to it that the things open up. He just says, yeah, nonchalantly, yeah, the things open up. You know, I'm so used to it now. Like, that will scare the shit out of you, man. Damn.
Skeptics could argue that the chair was set rocking by Win's footsteps and that the ball came from off camera or had been hidden by the angle the whole time. Both of those would be reasonable on their own. But Win was nowhere near the chair when it started moving, and the ball wasn't on the basement floor a moment before. He'd just been filming that exact spot. His cat is gone, and the basement is getting more and more unsettling.
Damn, Matt. Who are you? Get the hell out of here. Dude.
Before we get to that number one spot, remember to hit that subscribe
I tell you one thing, if that would happen to me, I'd be like out of there. You know what I mean? I'll do some serious investigation myself. But anyway, I would definitely think twice about that. Or staying there. Well, we'll see what happens anyway. Look at this, number one.
While he was filming, he only saw it later, going back through the footage.
You might miss it.
Earlier that night, he'd heard noises in his house. He grabbed his phone, walked through the rooms, and recorded everything he could see.
I see it right there.
For whatever was making the noise.
A head just popped out in the back of that, the chair. Oh my God. Wow.
The scary video was posted on Instagram by Samp_Allen0418. The man hadn't been looking at the chair while he was filming. He'd been looking at the rest of the room, panning past furniture, scanning for whatever had made the noise. The camera caught what he wasn't looking for.
All right, that is pretty much the end. That was Slap Ham. Be sure to check him out as well too. Subscribe as well as my channel. If you like more of this commentating reaction on anything paranormal, hit subscribe, like, comment down below, and forward to everyone you know, because hey, we're all about wanting to know what's going on in this earth today and why we are being haunted. All right, but it's worth investigating if you have the balls to do it. Bye for now. God bless, Godspeed, and we'll see you on the next reaction.